In his final moments, the strongest man alive stood blind, broken, and betrayed. But what happened next would echo through history forever.
Once chosen by God, Samson had become a prisoner of his own weakness.
The Philistines believed Samson was finished. They were wrong.
How did the strongest man in history become blind, chained, and alone?
Long before the wars, before the betrayal, a prophecy was born in a forgotten village, Israel. A mysterious messenger appeared with impossible words. The child she would bore was chosen by God himself.
She could hardly believe what she had heard. Her son would one day terrify entire armies.
Fear overwhelmed Samson's parents because they realized they were standing in the presence of the divine.
Then suddenly, the messenger vanished into fire, and they knew their lives would never be the same again.
The boy grew quickly, but hidden inside him was a power that would change the destiny of Israel forever.
As Samson grew older, the rumors about his strength began spreading across Israel.
They say his strength is from God.
Some believed he was blessed by God, but others say there's something dangerous inside him. Others feared something far more dangerous was awakening inside him.
Beyond those lands stood the Philistines, the enemies who ruled Israel through fear and violence. But before he would face armies, Samson first encountered a beast in the wilderness.
Without warning, death exploded from the darkness.
And in that terrifying moment, something impossible awakened inside Samson. With his bare hands, Samson had torn apart a lion. But Samson's greatest battle, Samson's methods would not begin with violence. They would begin with desire.
The Philistines smiled during the celebration, but secretly they feared the man sitting among them.
Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet.
Then Samson spoke words that would ignite betrayal, manipulation, and bloodshed. Behind the celebration, betrayal had already begun.
The enemy had discovered something dangerous, Samson's heart.
For the first time, Samson understood that trust could be more deadly than any weapon.
And when Samson unleashed his fury, entire cities trembled.
One man was becoming more terrifying than an army.
Fear spread faster than the fire itself. Samson's vengeance consumed everything in its path. Now the Philistines came with thousands. Believed no man could survive what was coming.
Then Samson reached for the impossible.
With nothing but the jawbone of a donkey, Samson became a force of destruction.
When the battle ended, only one man remained standing.
Yet and even the strongest man alive could not escape human weakness.
But the greatest threat to Samson would not come from an army.
It would come from a woman who knew exactly how to reach his heart.
What began as affection would slowly become a trap.
The Philistines saw an opportunity they had never had before.
All she had to do was uncover the secret no one else could find.
Night after night, Delilah asked the same question.
And I see you. I might and well Delasa. I was mystery aimful.
And every time, Samson answered with a lie. Delilah turned pain into a weapon, and slowly, Samson began to surrender. Night after night, Delilah wore down the strongest man alive. The warrior who defeated armies could no longer defend his own heart.
And in that moment, Samson revealed the secret that would destroy him.
For a brief moment, even Delilah understood the weight of what she had done. While Samson slept, destiny was slipping away strand by strand. For the first time in his life, Samson felt powerless.
The man who once shattered armies could no longer save himself.
And in a single horrifying moment, darkness consumed the strongest man alive.
The legend of Samson was over, or so the Philistines believed.
Day after day, the strongest man alive was reduced to a slave.
But deep inside the darkness, something was slowly returning.
For the first time in years, Samson stopped trusting his strength and cried right out to God.
Believing Samson was broken forever, the Philistines prepared a celebration.
Thousands gathered to witness the humiliation of the man they once feared.
The Philistines, they were bringing out a defeated man.
But standing between those pillars, Samson realized this was not the end.
And for one final moment, Samson asked God to remember him. Then, suddenly, the strength he thought was gone forever began to return.
And in one final act of sacrifice, Samson brought the temple crashing down.
The ground shook, and the kingdom of the Philistines collapsed with it. A pram and luch to spouth.
In death, Samson accomplished more than he ever did in life. By sunrise, the legend of Samson had already become history. The man who once terrified nations was finally carried home.
And for generations, people would whisper the story of the strongest man who ever lived.
He was a warrior, a judge, a destroyer, and ultimately, a broken man searching for redemption.
Because in the end, Samson's greatest battle was never against the Philistines.
It was himself. It was against himself.
And his story would survive for thousands of years.
The strongest man in history was not destroyed by his enemies, but by the weakness inside his own heart.
The Vortisil Dimflag Safetians are appointments. By morning, an empire built on fear had fallen into silence. And across Israel, people whispered the name Samson once again. The chains that once held him could no longer define him.
He was chosen by God, feared by nations, and ultimately destroyed by his own desires.
And for generations, fathers would tell their sons about the man with the strength of 1,000 warriors. But Samson's greatest victory was not won through strength. It was won when he finally understood where true power came from.
Because the strongest man in history was still human.
And perhaps that is why his story still survives thousands of years later.
The story of Samson was never just about strength. It was about the battle within the human soul.